The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Knicks up 25 in the third, but Buddy Hield, 3:10 to go at 3. Pacers down 2. But then Jalen Brunson takes control. He scores the next 7 Knicks points. A 2 there. And then on the outside for 3, Brunson coming up huge again, finished with 34. And the Knicks hang on to beat the Pacers 119 to 113. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Take a deep breath again. Bill Pito, Monica McNutt, Wally Zerbiak. No team in the league, guys, has blown a 25-point lead this year and lost. And thankfully, the Knicks were able to hold on because there's been some tough losses over the last stretch of really good play. This would have been a really difficult loss to overcome.
Why does it have to be so difficult, Wally?
I know.
Why did it have to be so difficult? I mean, the way that this team played in the first half was terrific. RJ, welcome back. Torrid start. Jalen Brunson rattles off 13 points in that first quarter. And then we get into the fourth. Minus Tyrese Halliburton at that point, and T.J. McConnell decides to pick up, I don't know, the onus, I guess the responsibility, and accounts for 70% of the points in that fourth quarter. But ultimately, so relieved to pull it out.
So relieved to pull it out. And, you know, Jalen Brunson, he's stabilized this franchise, you know, and he's kind of transformed the franchise. The Knicks have been known as a team that's, why can't the Knicks win? Why can't the Knicks figure things out? You need a player like him that brings in winning DNA, that at the end of the game, the fourth quarter, he just makes every play to hang on to a game like this. This Pacer team played great. I mean, Buddy Hield can shoot. They started trapping the Knicks in the fourth quarter. They completely changed the momentum. The Knicks are playing a little bit of a slowdown style. But also, this is a young Knicks roster. They've gone through some tough times and some tough years. They've endured some tough losses and some losing. You have to learn how to be a winner in this league. And these young players have to follow Jalen Brunson's lead. He's been a winner everywhere he's played. He's been a winner in college, winner in high school, winner in Dallas. And they have to learn that games like this, you cannot allow other teams to have life like this. As a team, every individual has to play all 48 minutes. Tom Thibodeau's trying to get them to do that. They have to learn how to do that in order to close games and not make Jalen Brunson do everything down the stretch.
All right, so we got credit to Brunson. You got to give credit to Quentin Grimes. He sat the first 10 minutes of the fourth quarter and came up with huge points, 5 huge points in the final seconds. But also the return, Wally, of R.J. Barrett. He played 41 minutes, missed the last 6 games with a bad finger. We talked in the pregame. He's got a splint on that right index finger. It's his offhand. He still put up 27 points.
He was great. And when I heard he was playing tonight, it was like huge, right, Monica?
Absolutely.
Like you add your third piece to the big 3, and you get him back in the lineup, he's capable of going for 20, 25, 30 any given night, and he's missed 2 weeks, and he plays like this in the first half. Helps the Knicks build a 20-point lead, you know, basically in the first quarter. Monica, it was outstanding the way he does it. I don't know how he does it, because when I missed 2 weeks, I was terrible the first game back. I couldn't make a shot, and he was great.
No, I totally get it, and Rebecca had been reporting that because it was a finger injury, he was able to keep up with his conditioning, and that paid off big time tonight. But I really loved that first half play from him because he didn't press. He moved to open spots. He cut off the ball. I remember that play. That was a great pass by Julius Randle. And he was just cool, calm, and collected, Pito.
All right, so Barrett goes for 27. Your game summary with the Knicks prevailing 119 to 113. You see the free throws key for the Knicks. 28 of 33. Indiana only makes 15 from the line. You see the rest of the numbers. We talked about fast break points. Huge edge for the Pacers, but the Knicks were still able to prevail. We're now joined by R.J. Barrett. R.J., welcome back to the lineup. Congrats on the win. Tell everybody how you guys got that big lead, how it almost slipped away, and how you guys were able to hold on.
I mean, you know, they're obviously a very good team. They had won 8 out of their last 10 games. So, you know, we knew they were going to come in and you know, be aggressive, and they weren't going to quit. Yeah, they played a full second half, man. They really fought their way back. But I mean, Jalen and just, you know, Quentin and some of the guys, we came up with some clutch plays there at the end and secured the dub.
41 minutes for you in your return, 27 points. You got off to a hot start. How do you feel?
Man, it feels great to be back. You know, just back out there with the guys. I've been missing it. I'm happy that I'm able to be back out there on the court again.
RJ, it seems like all that running up and down the court, wind sprints has really paid off. How are you so ready to go after being out for 2 weeks?
You know, I credit the staff, man. I was running every day. I was running every day, just, you know, getting prepared to come back and to play these minutes and, you know, just be big time for this team.
Okay, RJ, hey, great to see you. Welcome back to the lineup. Congrats on the win. We'll see you Friday night when you guys are at Washington.
Thank you.
All right, so R.J. Barrett goes for 27 points, man down the stretch, as has been the case here night after night. Jalen Brunson, we talked about off the top, Indiana within 2, Brunson scores the Knicks' next 7 points.
Yeah, and again, the moment was big, the lights were bright, and so Jalen Brunson answers the call. I mean, his poise after the trap started causing some havoc for this Knicks squad was just, I don't know, timely. It was the thing that the Knicks needed the most in that fourth to settle down. He's another one. You don't see him pressed. I thought there was like a 2-minute stretch maybe in the fourth where he did seem a little bit sped up, but he, being the caliber of player that he is, Wally, he settled down, and the entire team was able to settle down as well.
Yeah, he settles everyone down. You know, this team is a good defensive team, although in the second half they let Buddy Hield get away a little bit, but I mean, it's just unbelievable how easy he makes the game look. I mean, this is when defenses are locked in on him, too. T.J. McConnell's known for his defense. He's a big guard. He's a pesky guard. He was pressuring Jalen Brunson up and down the court the whole entire time. But, you know, the way he makes the game look simple, the way the game slows down to him, I mean, that clutch gene, we talk about it all the time. Some people have it, some people don't. He definitely has it. You can see it on a nightly basis. There's no moment that's too big for him, and he just seems to be delivering every night.
I know there's a lot of games left. All right, this is only game 42, but this win ties the Knicks with the Pacers for the 6th spot in the East. And we all know that the goal here, get a top 6 spot and be guaranteed a first-round playoff series. So this is a big win.
And now you're 2-0 against the Pacers.
Right.
That's big. There's a lot that could happen, obviously. You know, there's a lot of season left, and, you know, whether or not the Pacers and Knicks are going to be tied at the end of the year, I doubt it. But it's a possibility, so you got to take care of head-to-head matchups. Yeah. These are double tiebreaker-type games. They're big swings in the standings, and the Knicks took care of home court. That's the bottom line. You got to defend your home court and start winning these home games.
And then we talk about learning how to win, right? This is an example of that because we've seen games this season where leads were blown, like the last game. Now, granted, I'm willing to give grace in the last game because of who the opponent was, but we've seen this happen at points this season. And tonight, you find a way to win. Behind Jalen Brunson, yes, but everybody else settles down. There's not a bigger three-point shot than the one that Quentin Grimes hit, being ready off of the bench. Like, that's tough to do. And so these are increments of growth that you take into the next battle. When things get tight in the fourth quarter, you know how to respond. There's confidence there to pull from.
Of note, guys, 2 of the Knicks' final 3 games this season against the Pacers, including the season finale, April the 9th.
Yep.
So something to watch. Knicks, as Wally just mentioned, are 2-0 against the Pacers this year. Tom Thibodeau's post-game comments coming up, and Wally Wall / Monica's Monitor.
Yes, let's go.
The Knicks post-game show was presented by Audi. Visit your tri-state area Audi dealer today.
All right, so the Knicks at the Wizards Friday, pregame 6:30 game at 7 coming up. Monica and Wally bringing down some key plays. But first, Tom Thibodeau's postgame comments presented by Chase.
Questions?
I guess just first, the lead goes, but some big shots down the stretch, some big defensive stops.
Yeah, it's, you know, it was an unusual game. So did a lot of good things to build the lead. And then, you know, Hield got going, and they made up ground. We turned it over. So, but we closed it out, and getting the win's the most important thing.
Are you concerned about how some of these big leads here at home?
No, I mean, you're always concerned. You're concerned with winning. So that's, you know, I look at it more, okay, where are we? You know, you're building a 25-point lead. If you watch the variance with teams that shoot volume threes, there's a big variance every game. There's swings. And so you have to take a look at how the swings occurred, what caused them. But like some of those shots that Hield made were defended really well. So, and then you got to respond to those. And so the thing I was concerned about was I thought our defense was good in the first half, second half not as good. But we knew that going in. We know their style of play. We know McConnell's a very good player. He's going to keep the pace going. Hill can get going, and he did. And then they went small. They went super small with Matherin at the 4 in the second half, so the speed of the game changed. And so the first half we saw some zone. We handled that part good. Second half, there was full court pressure. There was the blitz of the pick and roll. There was a lot of different things that were going on in the game. So, and we got to respond to that.
You mentioned the full court pressure, the blitzing on Jalen. The Bucks were doing kind of similar stuff during
Yeah, we've seen a lot. Usually when a team gets going and you have, like, if you have a big lead, they got to do something to try to create turnovers and get into the open floor. They did the same thing to us in the game in Indiana, and we handled the blitz great there. So the blitz doesn't. Usually that's one of our strengths. We want to on the ball.
How about specifically with pressure? How do you feel like you guys are handling
great.
that?
Like the thing, it's easy offense. Now we're also working 2 guys back into the rotation, so it's going to be a little choppy. We knew that going in, but the rhythm will come. We scored 119 points, so I'm not concerned about us scoring. And what I am concerned about is our defense and not letting up. So a 20-point lead, 25-point lead is not safe in this league. It happens every night. You just, if you're watching the games, you see it, right? So, and you got to fight human nature. You can't exhale. You got to keep your foot on people. And for the most part, I think we've done that. I think we were number 1 in the league in defending the 3, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think we're, is it 3 or 2 in defensive field goal percentage? No. Okay.
Any reason in the fourth quarter you didn't go with Quentin until the last minute?
No, just the way the game was unfolding, so I wanted Quick out there. But, we ended up, putting Quentin back in. I wanted RJ to work through some things too, so.
Why'd you go Quentin for Mitch?
I'm sorry?
Why for Mitch?
Just fouls and stuff. Should figuring if they go to trap and foul, get another ball handler.
I think what you saw from RJ today, his first game back in 2 weeks.
Good. I knew it would be some rust, and so, but overall, did a good job. Yep.
In the final minutes, when things seemed to be unraveling, and Brunson made those 2 big plays, to have a guy like that who seems to be able to stop it and make a play and not let the game get too fast, how valuable is that?
You're hitting it spot on. I think when you look at clutch points, I think he's 3rd in the league. Right, so he plays with poise. He's going to make big shots. He's going to make big plays. Right, he shoots a high percentage from the floor, over 50%. Right, same thing from 3. High percentage, same thing from the line. So, it's nice to have, like, particularly your point guard, and I think there's a whole nother level that he can go to.
Is that going to be
You said you wanted Quickly in there. What did you see that you liked about
just, we've closed with Quick, we've closed with Quentin, so just the way it unfolded, and I thought, like, because of the pressure that we were facing, I thought Quick gives us a little different look than Quentin. But I'm comfortable with Quentin in there in those situations too. So it was just, I wasn't going to take RJ out. I thought about, downsizing, but I wanted Mitch for the rim protection too.
What have you seen from Hartenstein the last couple of nights?
Nah, some good. Like I didn't like, some like the end of the 3rd, start of the 4th. I didn't like the way that was going, like rebounding wise. The thing is, we knew the pressure was going to come, but I didn't want to give up the second shots. So they got to create more shots, and so that was the big thing, the rebounding from those guys. But Isaiah's given us a lot of good minutes, So rim protection, ball movement, open the floor up where we can get downhill. He's a big part of that.
Thanks, Coach Tibbs. We, too, are captivated by Jalen Brunson. All right, welcome to the Wally Wall.
/ Monica's Monitor.
Hey, don't we look like prom dates, though, with our orange?
I know.
Okay,
Matchy,
let's get into
matchy.
it. Fourth quarter, Wally. This is one of the plays that stood out to me. All right, so at this point, the Pacers have started creating havoc. They're going to run a bunch of different traps to the ball. So you see the first one come at quick. You got RJ here. There's one that might come. Ball goes across court. Julius, I love this freeze it. Pump fake here, right? And then there's going to be two that come to him. So when these guys come, he's patient, understanding the moment. You got, who's that? Nembhard and Hield are going to come and trap Julius. Everybody's looking. Defense is looking. Offense is also paying attention. But what it's going to create is this gap in here. And this guy, welcome back to this guy, is going to make a heads-up play. That would be one RJ Barrett. He cut. Oh, he's directing. I didn't even catch that. Directing it quick, but he cuts to the open gap. And at this point, he gone a little chilly from behind the three-point line. So he gets into the paint for a high percentage opportunity, put the Knicks up, give them a little bit more wiggle room in terms of that lead that the Pacers were chipping into, my friend.
Yeah, you got to be an outlet sometimes when there's a double team. And we're going to see R.J. Barrett not taking the shot on my play. We're going to see him making the play for Jalen Brunson, Mr. Clutch, down the stretch. Wow, was he awesome. It's fun to watch him close games at the world's most famous arena. Here's R.J. Barrett. Didn't shoot it well, you mentioned. A little chilly from the three-point line. So what does he do? He attacks the closeout on this possession. That's a good job of attacking. Breaks down the defense, frees it there. Draws defense here, draws defense here. McConnell didn't have to be there. He could have gotten out to Jalen Brunson, but NBA players are so trained when the ball comes to the baseline. They're trained to come help on the bigs. Here, Nembhard could have taken Mitchell Robinson out of the play, and he could have stayed out there. But what a job by R.J. Barrett getting that ball out to Jalen Brunson. And you know Jalen Brunson's not missing this one. If there's anyone on the Knicks that we want taking this shot, or maybe along with Quentin Grimes down the stretch, he's made big shots down the stretch, it's Jalen Brunson. Delivers every single time, knocks down that big shot. The exhalation in the fourth quarter, because it was getting really nervous time down the stretch of that game. What a performance by Jalen.
That was a big-time play. You can see the Pacers assistant knew what time it was already pointing to Jalen, and Jalen made the defense pay. Pito, back over to you.
All right, guys, MSG 150 is next. Killian Hayes, Rudy Gobert is lurking. Oh, and much more coming up after this. All right, so the Knicks win tonight. They'll be at Washington Friday, pregame at 6:30, game at 7. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Go. Back now from the Corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra. A reminder to enjoy every bucket. And Quentin Grimes really enjoyed his bucket because he had sat the first 10-15 of the fourth quarter. Comes into the game, Wally. They're up 3. Grimes gets the ball and hits a key 3 to put them up 6. In many ways, it iced the game.
And that's not easy to do.
25 seconds to go.
That's not easy to do, just be completely immersed in the game. But how about the job he did on Tyrese Halliburton?
Yes.
I mean, right from the tip, he's a great matchup for Tyrese Halliburton, who's a big guard, but Quentin Grimes does a great job of keeping in front of guys like that. His ability to get to the basket, put the ball on the floor, has just been phenomenal. I mean, the quick release, even when you get up on him and contest, he releases so quick and he releases high that he can make contested threes, Monica. I mean, he did a great job of that. The way his career has blossomed under Tom Thibodeau, he is the perfect piece, I think, to this Knicks team to go along with Barrett, Brunson, and Randall. His complementary game has just been outstanding.
Yeah, he moves to the open spots off those guys so well. He trusts them to find him. He's ready to catch and shoot. Those corners and wings in particular have been great.
This was it, guys, right there.
This was the big basket. And as much as we love this one, and it was huge, overall in the night, he was 4 for 8 from the three-point line. And so you look at his ability to defend without fouling. In total tonight, Halliburton only got to the line 3 times. And so a lot of that is attributed to Quentin and his defense.
Boy, Grimes, I tell you, he's hit some clutch shots here lately. Really clutch.
Really clutch.
Of note here,
is
Pacers Miles Turner late scratch with back spasms.
That was huge. That was big for the Knicks.
And Halliburton missed the entire fourth quarter with a sore knee.
I know.
So, and they still came back.
And also Neesmith didn't play. Who's really kind of one of those guys that creates a lot of havoc. He's a good defender. He's a glue guy, a Grimes type for them.
Very similar
that
to
has
Grimes.
really played well for them this season. So the Knicks did catch a break not having those 2 starters that weren't in the lineup in tonight's game.
But again, they're 23-19, starting the second half with a really important win against a team that they very well could be battling for a top 6 playoff spot. And we all know you want no piece of that playing situation because that is full of potential landmines.
Not ideal, not ideal.
But great for the fan, but not necessarily great for the team. All right, Quentin Grimes, big shots. We'll get his post-game reaction coming up. Knicks beat the Pacers tonight. They're at Washington Friday. Pregame at 6:30, game at 7. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Go. Postgame now, Rebecca Harlow with Quentin Grimes, who hit some key shots down the stretch.
Quentin, you shot the ball well all night long, but you hadn't played in the fourth quarter. You head into the game late. You know Coach was looking for the 3 and D from you. You knocked down a huge 3 to seal the deal for the team. How satisfying is it for you to be able to knock down those shots in those types of moments?
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, I know I didn't play much in the fourth quarter, but I know I just had to stay ready whenever your numbers called. And just shout out to Coach Arm. He kind of prepared me for those moments, just telling me to go gain speed every time I'm in the gym. So I feel like just preparing me for that moment. I didn't play much in the fourth. I knew when I got in, I had to be ready if they found me. Quick had a great drive and found me in the kind of slot high corner area, and I had to be able to already knock it down. And there were 7 points from Jalen before that shot. I mean, what can you describe about the way that he plays down the stretch, the way that he's been so clutch lately? Yeah, he's a finisher. He's a closer, big-time shot maker. You saw all in the playoffs all last year. And just him come to the team really gives us a boost that we really need just from a leadership standpoint, shot-making standpoint. So he just kind of brings it all, especially late in the game. We can rely on him to go get a bucket for us.
Grimes talking about Jalen Brunson, and when we come back, we will hear from Jalen Brunson. 34 tonight, including 7 points when the game was on the line. 7 points in a row, in fact. All right, next up for the Knicks at Washington to take on the Wizards. 6:30 pregame on Friday, game at 7. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Go. Jalen Brunson came through again when it mattered most. Here is what he had to say after the Knicks beat the Pacers.
I think we stayed poised, finish out the game, and obviously we want to keep a lead and win comfortably, but that team wasn't going to quit. You know, I got to give them a lot of credit. Yeah, for us, we just got to continue to hold leads better and find ways to keep our foot on the gas with a lead. And it's a work in progress for us, but a win's a win, and especially against a team like that who we're battling with for a position. So a win's a win.
Tom talked about when you guys get that big lead, they kind of change the speed, go small, and a lot of pressure. How do you think you handled it on the whole, and then down the stretch when you made a couple big plays, Quentin made a couple big plays?
Yeah, I thought we should have handled it a lot better. I can't turn the ball over. Yeah, I can't turn the ball over. We got to keep our foot on the gas. We got to stay aggressive. Still by playing smart, but being aggressive. And a lot of things I could have done a lot better to make sure we won that a little more comfortably. But like I said, you got to give them credit. Well coached, and they're going to continue to fight. And that's the DNA that Coach Carlisle has, and all those players have it as well.
He's never completely satisfied.
And I knew he was going to bring up those turnovers.
That's what makes him great.
No? All right, next up here, guys, we've got the Wizards at the Wizards Friday and then at Detroit Sunday. It's an early start on Sunday. KP didn't play for the Wizards. We mentioned that he has a rib contusion. So we'll see if he can play Friday night. But Wizards and then Detroit, win both those, you're 25-19.
You can't look that far ahead.
Okay,
one game
Coach.
at a time. No, one game at a time.
All right, Coach.
Road games are tough to come by. Kyle Kuzma's playing good basketball.
Wizards beat the Bulls tonight.
They beat the Bulls tonight. The Knicks, but I love what I love about the Knicks getting RJ back.
Yes.
When you have RJ, Brunson, and Randall all healthy, that's a nice little big three to have going.
I love that. And we've obviously seen some wacky things happen with leads, but that is across the league. Detroit handed who?
Minnesota tonight?
Not tonight, but what they ended maybe Brooklyn streak. I'm not 100% sure on that.
They beat the Timberwolves.
Yeah. So teams all over the place are jumping up and getting wins, so they got to stay focused.
All right, as the Knicks coach likes to say, on to the next. At the Wizards Friday, game at 7 with the pregame at 6:30. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Go. Coming up next here on MSG, it's the better half hour. Knicks up by 25 in the third quarter. Pacers get within 2 with about 3 minutes to go, but the Knicks able to prevail. R.J. Barrett back tonight, had 27 points. And the Knicks get the win over Indiana. Quentin Grimes, a huge 3 to help seal it. Thanks for watching, everybody.